immunization, then we jump back to the errors. Is that possible? Kind of how you register a child and through the immunization, going through the immunization schedule as well.
Yeah.
Then we can come back to the overview.
Yeah. So I think for immunization, I'll show you the mobile side, how we fill forms, how we register.
Yeah.
Because it will take the same workflow.
Yeah. So just to chip in there. So again, mUzima is a generic application. Okay, so it's not an application built specifically for immunization, and it's just a matter of what workflow would be needed to do the immunization forms. Okay, so you'll need to register. If we are talking about a patient here, so you'll need to register them. You'll need to fill particular immunization forms, and you'll need to get reminders about different aspects of their care. So that's the range of things that mUzima is going to be able to do, as related to the immunization aspect of things. And then, if we need to build, register type of views, those just end up being views. So I think what we're going to demo to you is what the application itself can do, and then you can see, what's doable or what's not. Because for immunizations, a lot of times it will just be creating the form and making sure that the reminders and alerts come back to the providers in good time.
Yeah, thanks for that. So at the mobile side, what I think you're interested in primarily for immunization, one, you want to view any historical data about your clients, and then you want to fill an immunization form. So I think I'll just demonstrate that, and then we can look at other things afterwards. So when you log in the first time, you are taken to the dashboard that has 4 items. To fill forms and view historical data, you'll go to the clients section. So here you can search.
So this is the patient search list right here, and on this screen it showed that it has downloaded 6. It's already downloaded 6 client record. So in case that you need to collect additional data for the clients who are not appear on this records, you have the options to directly to search against the server if connection is available. In case connection is not available, you can proceed with register a new client record. And that's what we talked about earlier, that for this case, once that registration record being synchronized back to the server later on, we do have the mechanism to automatically detect whether it's likely that this is a true new client record that don't have existing record in the system, or it might be potentially have an existing record in the system. For the later case, it means that it would need to have the error resolutions to resolve that, to verify whether, hey, this is a true case or not. If it's a true case, and then it will proceed in reprocessing to create a new record, and then the corresponding encounter level data will be processed as well. So just wonder if there's any questions so far in terms of the last couple of screens.
No, Eda, it's a little bit problematic. So is the connection that bad? And that's why, because,
Hello? Hello? Can you hear us? Hello?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, so we kind of managed to install that app up to that point where you have those three items on the home screen. But we just wanted to see exactly how you would register a patient, so to say, or if it's in immunization aspect, maybe registering a child. How does the process go? What are some of the fields that are contained in that that application? How do you go about it? So maybe you can just dwell on that, how you can register and save a child, and how you can get back to that child or a patient. I don't know if I'm clear.
Yeah, you are clear to me. Eda, are you there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been talking on me. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so as Martin mentioned earlier, that right now the mUzima app is more like a generic app that to collect and also displays patient level data. It's not necessarily just to display for immunization purpose, but we can customize for your guys' needs. And for the case that to collect, let's say the child information, or it would be the same way we collect the client's information as well.
I see. I noticed that. I noticed there were some clients you were showing there.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you collect that information? How did you register those?
Yeah. So I can go through this with you. So let me keep this screen.
Eda, while you do that, let me just chip in. So, so for you to register more mobile system, you ideally need a registration form. Okay. In your case, you'll have particular fields you'll want collected, and different countries, different organizations have different registration forms. Some of them use barcode scanners, others don't. So we have several registration forms. We'll modify that for your purposes if they need to be modified, and use that to register the client. Okay. And that will be on the mobile side. And does that get towards answering the question? Somebody wanted to speak. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I understand that there's an aspect of customizing what we want, but we just wanted to see what is already there. As in, what are some of the things, some of the fields that are already there? Because I would believe some of the fields are just things that I mean we could just adopt.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
First name.
Yeah. So I think the question was how can we make the list of clients record appear on the mobile side?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So those are downloaded from the server side. So I don't know if you can see my slide right now.
Not at the moment.
Not yet.
Yes, I did. Can you guys see my slide?
No. Oh, okay. It's come up now.
Okay, cool. So this is the initial setup page when you first start using the app.
Just a second. No, it hasn't. I think it's gone. Could you try to reshare?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Yeah.
How about now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So so if you see the step one, when the first time you install the app, it does give you the option that for the step one to download the cohorts. These are the cohorts being generated and managed on the server side. So that's why it appears on this step one page. So on the server side, and as you guys might have experienced already, they do have like a cohort builder function in OpenMRS.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, so you can use the cohort builders function to create a list, different list of cohorts. Cohort is just a list of clients that with with this with specific inclusive or exclusive criteria. Yeah. So, for example, let's say that anyone who is between the age of 18 and 30 with maybe like CD4 is below certain value. For your case, maybe any clients whose age is like below 5 years old, and let's say maybe you can create like different immunization and say that any clients that less than age of 5 years old and never received any immunization, before, and then please appear and create like a new cohort saying that maybe child with no previous immunization history, let's say that, and then that would appear it would be created and appear on the server side. Once that is created, when you use the app and do the synchronization with the server, that newly created cohort will appear on this selection. When you choose to download these particular cohorts, that means the clients belong to this cohort will also be downloaded to your device.
Yeah, so this cohort is basically a way of grouping clients based on whatever criteria you think are important. You can almost think of them as queries, but you can decide it's based on who's failed to meet the guidelines for immunization. You could say it's based on who's seen in a particular clinic. It's really up to you. Okay. So Ed, I think we wanted to go to the registration form.
Yeah. So I just want, I think, yeah. So I just wonder if it's clear, or do you guys need any more information on this part?
Well, you haven't talked about the registration yet.
Okay.
So that's what they've been asking about.
So, okay. So on the step 2 here, it does have a list of like different available form templates. Think about the form templates are equivalent to different data collection forms.
Are you still sharing the screen? We're no longer able to see.
Okay, let me see.
Kindly share again.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. How about now?
Okay, can see now.
Okay, awesome. So do you see the step 2 on the right side of the screen? It says download form templates. These are selection of current available form templates that you can choose to download to your device. So, for example, maybe immunization form, and then maybe registration form for kids under 5 years old, because you want to particularly, collect certain demographic data for your interested group. Okay, so for this step, it does require that to download at least one registration form before you can proceed to step 3. So the reason that we require to at least download one registration form is because we want to make sure that you do have one registration form applicable and available for you to create new client record in case that you have a new client. Any question on the form templates part?
No questions so far.
Okay, cool. So for your case, for the immunization part, for immunization project, it would mean that you need to create registration forms for your immunization client, as well as to create the immunization particular data collection forms and turn into like the mUzima form templates on the server side, so that they will be available for your user to download to the local device for data collection.
Okay.
So
those are just HTML forms, and basically the team just works. Once once the fields are defined, we can basically create them for you. And again, the forms can be quite sophisticated if you want. So for example, some of our hypertension and diabetes forms have media embedded in them that get triggered based on the logic that you need. So if somebody's blood pressure is very high and you want to show a video to tell them why it's dangerous, so you can do obviously quite fancy things with the forms that are created. And also you can obviously logic.
So are you able to show us any of the forms that have already been designed?
Yes.
Like for example, I think when I checked on this on this setup, if you check on the clients, then you go on your top right, there should be an option for adding. I don't know whether it's a child or a patient, and it gives you some kind of a form.
Yes.
Where you have the family name,
That's the registration form.
The patient name. Yes. So we just wanted to see that kind of a form, and then you can just explain a few things on probably the barcode or the ID that the way you are using it at the moment. Is that possible?
Yes, hold on a second. Let me just pull up the forms. Just give me a second. So maybe, yeah, we can do that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, this is where Simon and Sam were supposed to do the demo, but I don't know what's going on with their network there. So we'll put something for you.
So did you guys download the 1.04 or the 2.0 app? Just curious.
Well, I think there were a number of forms there, but I just picked on one of them. Should have been some test registration or something. I'm not so sure. What form did I choose? Where is that?
So, okay, find it. Hold on a second.
Let me get something from the stand. Yeah. We will put them here. And then you
Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, you can see it.
Okay. So this is the registration form. We kind of break them down into different sessions. For example, the family name, the given name, and the middle name. For our last implementation requirement, they also want us to include the mother's name. In this case, the mother's name are being stored as the person attribute types.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just following.
Okay, so I just want to give some background information for this particular registration form. The reason is that because we have a lot of clients, they have very similar names, even though with 3 parts of the names, they're still very similar. So that's why we want to include the mother's name just to help with distinguish, especially when we talked about earlier that some of the records they might have like existing records. So additional metadata like the mother's name would be really helpful for this case to make the decision whether this client is a brand new client who do not have existing records, or we should merge this registration with the existing record. So that's just one extra data point to help with making the decision.
Okay.
And then with the second session that we break into is the address information. For our case, for this implementation, this example, they were interested in doing the client's location, sublocation, village, and then the phone number. for your case, probably might be the same or different. It's really like whatever you guys can specify, we will be able to help you guys to customize this registration form.
Okay.
Another part is the identifiers. We do have the fingerprint app that's available in case that some implementation they would like to collect that piece of information. So that's why we incorporate in this registration form. And we also have, for this case, because this was developed for the empath medical record system, that's why it required the AMRS universal ID. It also allowed to collect additional identifier for different program needs or purposes. For example, for empath, let's use an example, every record go into the system, they require to have the AMRS universal ID. However, maybe for the PMTCT or maybe for hypertension program or for another program, they might want to have their program identified to be collected as well. So we also accommodate for different needs so that they can input additional identifiers that which they feel is beneficial for them for this record. They can choose to do that. And when you see the next part here is that confirm identifier, the reason is that we want to make sure that the same ID are being entered twice so that to avoid any typo, as you guys might already know, the mobile device, the screen is a bit small, and then sometimes it's quite easy to input the incorrect value for the identifier. That's the reason that we add this extra layer to confirm for the to make sure the data quality being collected is good. And as you guys know, for OpenMRS, the gender and the date of birth are required fields. So in this case, we do the exact same thing. We also may make the OpenMRS data model to collect, whether the birthday is being estimated or not, so that those information can also be put in the person table accordingly. And we also include the encounter information for location, provider name or ID, as well as the encounter day. So this is served like for like encounter level information because these are being collected through an encounter. So that's pretty much the fields that we have for this use case for the registration form.
Okay, that's great.
Awesome.
So
yeah, so I want to go ahead.
Simon and
Okay, cool. So I just want to highlight while Simon is getting ready, I just want to highlight that the two buttons on the bottom. I just want to kind of like highlight why we have two buttons. One is save as draft, the other one is save as complete. So when it's save as draft, that means that you can go back and make changes later on. However, once for the registration form, it's a little bit unique. Once you save as complete, you cannot go back and do it. For the registration form, you save as complete, it would be available. The client record will also be available and show up on the client page, so that you can proceed, choose this new client and proceed to with other encounter data collection tools to collect additional data.
I see.
So Simon, go ahead with your demo. So it got dropped off on the error resolution page.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
Before you can get to the error resolution page, so on this registration form, on the IDs, does it mean the system generates the IDs, or it's the user who generates those IDs?
So you can have two options. So for MPEP implementation, they have the system to generate it, but manually assign to different clients. And some implementations, they do have the system to generate the ID automatically. So it's really based on your implementation needs and decision. So we can do either.
Yeah. So in a lot of our settings, people will be disconnected. And so expecting them to generate IDs automatically from the system becomes a problem. But again, that's more of a policy issue than a development issue.
I see. So do you have any kind of reporting in this app? Like, are you able to generate any kind of reports from here?
So what particular reports that you're looking for? Can you give us maybe a couple examples?
Yeah, like maybe the number of clients you're capturing. Is there any sort of reports that you would generate out of that?
So right now we don't have the app on the on-demand report generated through the app. If that's something that is important for you guys, we'll be happy to work with you guys and have the discussions and then to find the implementation and needs that, for your case.
Yeah, let me just chip into that for a moment. So the premise of the whole application is that you collect data from multiple sources and it goes into a central repository, right? Because patients move between clinics, patients go from one lab to another, and the idea is that regardless of where that data is collected, it goes to the OpenMRS implementation. Okay, OpenMRS has a robust reporting features. I don't know if you are familiar with OpenMRS, but people like Don will be able to tell you, all that OpenMRS can do from a reporting standpoint, or we can demonstrate. So any types of reports that you need on the OpenMRS side can be provided. Now, if you need those reports sent back at an individual provider level or clinic summaries back to the device, that can be done. But the idea that you're going to have everything sitting on the device at the same time is what we've generally tried to kind of get away from, because that oftentimes the data in the device might not be representative of the complete picture, let's say, a child's immunization. So suppose they go to a clinic and get immunized, then that data will have to make it back to the central server. So, back to the mobile device. So essentially, the reports can be generated within OpenMRS right now with no problem. And then if you need the reports kind of delivered to the mobile device, that can also be done. I don't know if that helps you understand kind of the workflow there.
Yeah, I think we have gotten much of the information. Perhaps you can conclude, since I think we're just remaining with a few minutes. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. I think Simon wants to show an example right now. Can you see his screen?
No.
Just tap on his icon and it will show.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the app. What I was showing you earlier looks like I was not connected. So I'll just go very quick to show you what the app has to offer. So one, there is this first tab called cohorts. And the cohorts is basically to help you manage your group of clients. So you group clients at the server side, and then you can just download them once to the device. And then these are the forms I showed you earlier. I'm not sure whether you had you are seeing, or maybe I lost you already.
No, we're seeing.
So just continue as if we didn't see any of this.
Okay. Yeah. So these form templates, the ones uploaded at the server side, are for mobile devices to consume. So here you can choose what forms you want brought down to the device. So if you had programmed an immunization form and loaded it at the server side, then you'd find it on this list and you can pick it, then click on download and it will be downloaded. But for now, I only have 4 forms: a registration form and 3 other non-registration forms. The client section will allow you to view the list of clients who could be in the cohorts and do a number of things. View historical data about the patients and also fill new forms for the patients. And then at the top right corner, there is that icon with a plus, which allows you to register new patients. So it is asking whether the patient has an ID, meaning the patient could be registered already. And therefore, instead of registering afresh, it allows you to search against the server. So if I say yes, then I should type the patient ID. And then search server. So it will bring all the patients with that ID. Looks like we have 2. Then you can download it to the device.
And that only happens if, so you first search locally. If you can't find them locally, that's when it gives you an option of searching in the server level. You know, and if you don't have connectivity, then it will allow you to proceed by entering their metadata, like their demographic information, and then do the merging later.
Yeah. Okay, so then the next thing, you can pick one client. So this will show you the historical data. So if you go to observations, it will show you all the historical data for the clients, and these are grouped either by concepts or by encounters. So if you understand OpenMRS, I think you know what is a concept. It's just a class of data. So this view gives you the historical data. You can see, for example, the values for height for this test patient, how they were, what values were recorded over time. And the same applies to every other concept.
And the point here is, again, this is just a view which can be configured based on what is needed by the particular program. So what items appear, what order, whether they're color coded and things like that can easily be defined and programmed in.
Now, to input encounter, and registration forms, you'd pick from the forms section. So for example, if I'm interested in filling a screening form, then I will tap on the screening form. This is what Edo was explaining earlier. So it has a set of fields. Some are mandatory, meaning that the form will not be saved as completed if it has no values in the mandatory fields. And some of these have validations set up. For example, if I give a systolic of 40, the form will tell me that please the values needed are between 50 and 250. Because according to whoever was using this form, they wanted values in that range. Yeah. Hope you're still together on. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes,
Are we still
we can hear you. Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So this is it. So if you to fill the form partly and you want to go back to it later on, then you would save as draft. It's one of the 2 buttons at the top right corner. So if you click on draft, it would accept to be saved. But if you click on save, which means saving as complete, Then it runs the validations and tells you, no, there's some things that need to be done. So this one is important, especially to ensure that you record quality data. And then besides the validations, you can also build in reminders or reminders that are triggered to give certain information. And these ones are displayed in blue for this form. So these ones are specified during the programming of the forms. So let me just save it as a draft. Now, whatever that was saved as draft would be found under incomplete form data, which means you can still select it and go back to it, or the complete form data. Okay. Now, the app also has settings which allows you to customize quite a number of things like timeouts, automatic save interval, or it allows you to edit the concepts. So the last item there is concepts. And what I said earlier is that concepts will determine what historical data of patients is downloaded to the device. So if you want, for example, data related to immunization, then you would choose the related concepts. And whenever we download patients, then your immunization data would be downloaded as well. So I just want to take you very quick to the initial setup process, because that is important in case you want to try it out on your own. So let me just switch on. Yes?
I think we are set. Actually, with the setup, we managed to install the application. So yeah, I think we were just looking for clarifications in certain areas, like what you've explained, how the form works and how you create those forms to actually be able to do those. To suit our requirements. I think this gives us kind of much information. We actually reached the stage that you are explaining, but I think we just needed to kind of solidify the information that we have.
Oh yeah. Also, in that case, therefore, once you fill your the forms, you fill a form as complete, you'd go to the forms section.
Okay.
There is complete data.
Yeah.
So there are two ways of uploading form data. One is upload in real time, and there is a setting for it.
Okay.
Let me just there. So on the settings, there is this real-time sync. If it's checked, it means the moment you fill a form and save as it is automatically uploaded to the server. But if this is not checked, then you'll need to go to the complete form data section, and you'll find the list of forms that you saved as complete here. Then you see this button at the top right, almost top right corner. So you click on that button, then it would attempt to upload data to the server side. So, and once data is uploaded, then there is a process of queuing it and then attempting to process. In case there are any problems, it is taken to the error queue, which requires human intervention. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's enough information. I think you can just, if there's, I think there's a presentation you just presented, you can just forward it to via email, so you can also just have conversation. Yeah. So I think we can conclude on this one. We'll just wait for your communication, I think, on the presentation. Yeah, then we can get back to once we have explored it more.
Feel free to ping us should there be any questions, and also those tutorial videos and documentation that we shared earlier last week, and I hope that they're helpful. If not, just ping us.
Yeah. We'll definitely, if you experience any issues, we'll get back to you for any sort of clarification.
Yeah, so maybe while you guys test out the app, it'll be helpful maybe to jot down some of the requirements that your project is looking for, so that it would be helpful for us for the discussion later on.
I think these were shared. I believe Mandy shared them on Friday. Just check your mail, like it's a requirement document.
Yeah. For some reason I don't have that. Let me check again.
I can forward it to you, like I can resend it, but yeah.
Sure, yes, please. Yeah, I don't think I got that, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the ability to send notifications from the server is going to be important for this project. So in terms of sending notifications back to the provider saying, hey, this patient is overdue, or this, please contact this person. And so that feature is going to be important for you.
So thank you very much, guys. We will look forward to the presentation, and we'll share the requirements from different.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.